Hi, if you are here and you're going to be submitting public comments, please complete the cards prior to the meeting and then go ahead and hand it over to the recording admin before you come up to the podium to speak. Thank you.
Calling the meeting to order at 7 p.m. For the audience here today, the City of Glendora utilizes a hybrid meeting format to allow for participation both in person and virtually. In consideration of others and the business being conducted tonight, please silence your phones and any electronic devices, and please refrain from speaking until recognized. This is a public meeting for the community of Glendora. We appreciate and respect your participation here tonight, and it's great to see so many people here tonight. Madam Clerk, will you please conduct roll call?
Thank you, Chair. At this time, I'll conduct an oral roll call and request that each commissioner respond with the word present when their name is called. Commissioner Davis,
Present.
Commissioner Faber,
Present.
Commissioner Crimmins,
Present.
Vice Chair Norwood,
Present.
Chair Cost.
Present.
Let the record show all members are present.
Thank you. At this time, Commissioner Davis will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, so please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so does anyone wish to reorder the items on the agenda? Okay. Then at this time, I'm going to open public comment period. I now invite members of the public to address the Planning Commission. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, speaking once, both on and off agenda items. All questions should be directed through the presiding officer. This is your time to speak uninterrupted. If you're in attendance, please fill out a speaker card and submit it to the recording administrator before the close of the public comment period. Once recognized, you'll proceed to the podium, state your name and the subject matter you wish to discuss. If you're participating via Zoom, select the raise hand button in Zoom before the close of the public comment. Once recognized, you will be requested to unmute, state your name and the subject matter you wish to discuss. So at this time, it looks like we have received some comment cards. So,
We have, sorry, I'm just trying to
Okay.
organize, make sure they're for the right ones.
okay,
So right now I have one for public comment.
okay. So we recognize John Fitch. You can come up to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes, sir. The lectern.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
I live on Clairday Street, and for the past 30 years, we've had an influx of traffic flow on that street. And ever since they closed Vaughn's, it's gotten worse. The marketplace has gotten worse. And with additional apartments, and I'm sure there's a lot more going on besides that, other construction. I'm just concerned about the public safety on our street. That's it.
Okay, is that it? Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for coming and for speaking. Okay, I know there's other comments, so I'll give you a second.
Actually, we have a lot for number 4 and number 3 public hearings.
Okay,
So let's see if we have anybody on Zoom.
do we have anybody for just this public comment period?
As of right now, I haven't received any public comment cards for just public comment. These are just for public testimony for items number 3 and number 4.
Okay,
So those will be read, they'll be called up later. Anybody on Zoom would like to participate, if you can please click on the raise hand icon. This is again for public comment only. If you would like to speak at this time, unless if you would like to speak during public hearing, we'll call public testimony at that time. We don't have anybody on Zoom. I
okay,
did receive 3 emails, but they're again for number 4, so
okay.
I have no more for public comments.
So we'll address those at that time. At this time, I will close public comment period. I will invite our commission members to provide a statement or report. Commissioner Faber.
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay, Commissioner Davis.
Nothing at this time.
Okay, can Vice Chair Norwood.
I just want to welcome our new commissioner, Cremens. I don't butcher the name yet. I will. But welcome.
Commissioner Cremens, do you have any statement?
I just wanted to say that I appreciate the appointment by city council and I am looking forward to getting to work.
Great, thank you. And just want to say, we're glad you're here. So I'm looking forward to working with you. Okay. At this time, I invite City Planner Mark Carnahan and Assistant City Attorney Danny Elshire to provide their statements.
No comments.
Same, no comments.
Okay, at this time, we are going to be administering the oath of office and reorganization for term 2023 to 2024. I invite Deputy City Clerk Records Manager Roxanne Brasida to report.
Thank you. At this time, I now invite Chair Koss, Commissioners Cremens and Davis to the podium so I can administer your oath. I will now be conducting the reorganization. Oh, afterwards. Sorry. I state your name.
I, Paulette Koss,
I'm Mark Davis.
Hi, Tim Crevens.
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
Solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
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 against all enemies,
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
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 to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
Constitution of the United States
and Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
Constitution of the State of California,
that I will take this obligation freely
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 without any mental reservations
without any mental reservations
without any mental reservations
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties which I'm about to enter.
discharge the duties which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties for which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I will now conduct the reorganization for your term of 2023-2024. At this time, I declare the offices of the chair and vice chair vacant. Nominations are now in order for chair. Are there any nominations for chair?
I nominate Kurt Norwood, Commissioner Norwood.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have Commissioner Cost and then we have Commissioner Davis second the motion for Kurt Norwood. I will now conduct an oral roll call vote. Commissioner Faber,
Yes.
Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Commissioner Cost,
Yes.
Commissioner Crimmins,
Yes.
Commissioner Norwood.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Vice chair next. Yeah, you have to do vice chair.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate all the commissioners' support. And we'll move now to are there any nominations for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Faber.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a nomination by Commissioner Davis for Commissioner Faber and seconded by Commissioner Koss. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Seeing none, I would like to congratulate our new vice chair, Commissioner Faber. Thank you. Okay, with that, we will go to public hearings for consideration of a resolution to approve a developmental plan for a 19 apartment unit multifamily residential development at 1121 to 1125 East Arrow Highway in Glendora, California. Project number PLN 190031. Applicant and property owner Polly Wong on behalf of Preferred Realtor Holdings LLC. I will declare that the public hearing is open and invite Senior Planner Natalie Espinoza to present a staff report.
Good evening, Chair Norwood and members of the commission. Tonight before you is an application for a non-conforming lot development plan review to allow the construction of a multifamily development of 2 non-conforming lots and the associated CEQA notice of exemption. The project site is located at 1121 through 1125 East Arrow Highway between Sunflower Avenue and Valley Center Avenue. The site consists of 2 lots that are developed with commercial center toward the front part of the site and residential buildings towards the rear of the site. This is a Google Earth Street View of the existing commercial building. The project consists of 3 proposed buildings with a total of 19 residential 3-story apartment units and a community open space that includes a play area, tot lot, and barbecue area with a trellis patio. The proposed residential development, like I said, is comprised of 3 row house style buildings. Building A will have 8 units, building B will have 5 units, and building C will have 6 units. There are 2 floor plans that will be used throughout the development. Floor plan 1 consists of a 2-car garage on the first floor, common areas, and a powder room on the second floor, and 2 bedrooms with bathrooms and closets on the third floor. Floor plan 2 consists of a 2-car garage and flexible room on the first floor, common areas, and 1 bedroom with a bathroom and closet on the second floor, and 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and closets on the third floor. Both floor plans consist of a roof deck area. This site includes landscaping throughout the amenity zone on the street frontage and throughout the site and parking areas. Landscape plans will be reviewed by the Planning and Water Conservation Divisions for compliance with the Model Water Efficiency Landscape Ordinance and code requirements. The applicant refers to the architectural style as contemporary with a Mediterranean flair, and that includes, one second, sorry. That includes exterior elements with primarily cream color stucco with sand finish, Eldorado stone veneer wainscoting, tan stucco accent walls, and light brown stucco trim. The garage doors will be painted light brown, and the front doors will be dark green, and dark red painted fascia and parapet frieze. The wrought iron guardrails and door panels are manufactured materials with factory black paint finishes. I would like to note that something I did not include in the staff report or the project analysis was that the building is taller than 35 feet, which is allowed, but the Planning Commission and the City Council recently approved code amendments, including one that increases the allowed height from 35 feet to 45 feet. Therefore, that additional height would be allowed. These were renderings that I've been showing, and this is the rendering of one of the buildings where the garage, the side where the garages are. Notices were sent to property owners on June 30th, the owners within a 500-foot radius, and also on June 30th, the public, the notice was published in the San Gabriel Valley Examiner. Staff recommends the approval of the CEQA notice and also the resolution approving the non-conforming lot development plan review. And I'm available, and so is the applicant, if you guys have any questions.
Thank you, Natalie. Now I'd like to invite applicant Polly Wong on behalf of Preferred Realty Holdings LLC to address the commission. You're allowed up to 10 minutes.
And I'm Joanne Green. I am Polly Wong's daughter. Good evening, everyone. We are very happy to be here tonight. So we purchased this this is a project that my mother and I are both doing together. We purchased this property in 2016 and started working on this project 2019. And we're just so happy to finally be here today in front of all you. And we also have our architect, Mike McHale, here to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Thank you. We'll reserve the right to call up the architect if there's any other further questions, but thank you for your statement. So right now I'll invite the members of the public to address the commission. You can go ahead and take a seat if you'd like.
Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. I'd like to invite the members of the public to address the commission to provide public testimony. Now the speakers are limited to 3 minutes, speaking once at this public hearing item. Once recognized, speakers should advance to the podium, state their name, and all questions should be directed through the presiding officers. So I have 2 cards with me right now. On the first
Actually, it
sheet.
should be 1. The other one was from the earlier one. I wrote under number 3.
Oh, okay, that's,
Yeah, that one only.
that one's done already?
No, the other one's done.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's Michael Desmaris. Damaris.
Evening, everyone. My name is Michael Damaris. I live at Strawberry Lane. I'm right on the outside wall of the, where this new complex is going to go up. I have a couple of concerns, mainly about a new wall. My wall right now is very regular size, and I'm concerned if there's 3 stories, people looking in on my patio is not desirable for me. And I would hope that the builders would include redoing the wall to separate Strawberry Lane from this complex. The other item is traffic. We already have a hard time right now getting out of Strawberry Lane. It's nearly impossible at times. Arrow Highway has become more of a freeway than an access road anymore. And so I'm concerned about if they're going to have an in and out or they're going to have one way. Or it looks to be like only one driveway that goes into this property. So if they have all these units and all these people in there, that might create a problem. The other thing is, we have a quiet neighborhood. We're mostly retired people. Is there going to be like an association that has rules? Because I know apartments usually have a lot of noise, just people dispute and, ruckuses occur, et cetera, et cetera. So we're concerned about that. Parking, I guess it's gonna have to take care of itself. We have parking rules at Strawberry Lane that you can't park overnight outside, you get towed. If we're concerned, maybe people coming in from this unit parking. So I would like to know, more details about it, and I don't know, I'm not representing Old Strawberry Lane, but like I said, I'm right on the border of this. So, okay, that's it.
Thank you.
I have one more for this. item.
Okay, so we have one more card right now, John Bomar.
Thank you. I own the property on 407 West Arrow Highway, but I was on the ad hoc committee when we did the redo on Arrow Highway 2 years ago. And it's a blessing to see some new development down there. I know we changed the zoning on a lot of those properties. So I didn't know if you guys were aware of that zoning change down there. We were trying to revamp Arrow Highway and bring it up to today's standards. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. So that's all the cards I have at this time. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak on this particular issue?
We have a raise hand.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead. and
believe
speak.
Mr. Fitch, you spoke on the
John Fitch.
John Fitch. Okay,
One concern I have is, again, I live on Claraday Street, one street north of Arrow Highway. And as I mentioned before, the traffic flow is gonna increase. 19 residents, 38 cars, give or take, 10% more for people who have 3 cars. That's just a flow going back and forth, up and down to Stater Brothers. Half the residents on our street did not receive notice. And I know this because I went knocking on other doors. Their mailboxes have been compromised last week. Half of them on one side of the street were broken into and the other ones. So I think maybe need to resubmit the notices to the residents on Claraday Street.
okay. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Fitch. Are there any other comments from members of the audience on this particular item?
I have received no more, but on Zoom, if anybody would like to speak on public hearing item number 3, if you can please click on the raise hand icon so that we can have you speak at the podium here. I don't have anybody for this on Zoom.
Okay, with that, we will close public comment and we'll have discussions with
Actually, next is the applicant has a moment to speak. I believe it's on the second
okay,
page.
so I'll reopen public comment, invite the applicant to come up and speak.
Correct.
If
If they would like to provide any further.
provide any further information regarding any of the comments that were brought up.
They said no.
Okay, with that, then we'll open discussion and deliberations from the commissioners. I'll start with Commissioner Davis.
Okay, I guess my first question, this comes up kind of often. When were the notices issued? I guess I'm addressing. to
Sure.
Natalie.
The notices were mailed out on June 30th to the property owners. So if they live on site, then it'll be mailed there. But if they live somewhere else, then it would be mailed to wherever their mailing address is.
Okay, so,
And then the legal notice was also published on June 30th.
okay, so if mailboxes were compromised, what responsibility does the city have to reissue in any way, shape or form, or is there none? Is that
Legally,
private-
legally, there's no requirement that you reissue the notices, but at your discretion, you could agree to that.
Okay, so I guess I would ask, and I don't, we'd have to open public comment again. But I don't,
Public comment, I didn't close public comment. It's still open.
okay. Well, I'm wondering if there was a police report filed on these mailboxes being compromised and if the people, really didn't get a notice. I mean, we hear that notices don't get received by residents quite frequently. It's sometimes, most of the time merely an oversight by residents. But if mailboxes in mass, or if they have a box with multiple slots in it and it was compromised, there's a police report on file, I can certainly entertain reissue of a notice.
May I also just remind you that they only go to the property owners, not residents. So if they're renters or apartments, they wouldn't get them. And also the radius area is just 500 feet. So that wouldn't cover all of Clariday. It would only cover just 500 feet from the project site.
All right, cool. Well, that's a valid concern if mailboxes have been compromised there. Parking overnight, is there no parking overnight on Arrow?
Arrow Highway is the jurisdiction of Los Angeles County. The city limit again is the sidewalk. So the south property line, the sidewalk is basically the property line. So you can park overnight. I've noticed several parking on that street at night. A lot of RVs and things happen in the county's jurisdiction.
Now these 19 units, do they work towards our arena numbers?
100%.
100%. Okay.
It'll actually be 18 minus the 2 because there are 2 existing ones on site.
And these are not low income housing or anything like that. These are just straight up apartments.
Yeah, these are market rate.
Market rate. Okay. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Koss, any comments?
Yes, I did have a couple of questions. Regarding the traffic, perhaps the applicant can answer. One of our speakers had a question about the traffic flow. Was there one way into this proposed project? Is it more than one way? Maybe you could address the traffic flow.
That's the requirement of the Arrow Highway people.
Can answer if you'd like.
You can answer from there if you like, that's okay.
No, that was a requirement given to us that we couldn't have left out.
Okay. So there's one way that they get into this proposed complex from.
So if I may add, the reason that there is only one way out is because there's a median on Arrow Highway, as you can tell.
Right.
And so it's a right out only.
Right. That makes sense. That
Just
makes
to
sense.
make it more clear, it's a 2-way entrance exit approach.
Correct.
It's limited to right outs only and right
in
only
as well.
only
Right.
due to the existing median on Arrow Highway.
But there's actually 2 ways out of the development itself.
No.
No,
No,
there
there's
is one. So if, according to, if you look here at the site plan, where the decorative paving is on the left side, that's Arrow Highway, that's the entrance and the exit. And then when you drive farther in on the right, you'll see those parking spaces. That's the ADA compliant spaces. Farther along between buildings B and C, that's just access into the garages for those units.
Okay.
But there's no other exit or entrance into the development.
Okay. But they would have to make a right turn coming out and a right turn coming back in too, correct? So they're
Correct.
not waiting to, okay, right, because it's a divided highway.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. The other question, comment that I had, is this going to have an HOA controlling this, or is this independent units?
It's not an HOA because it's an apartment building.
Okay.
It's not a condo.
I see. But assuming there would be some type of,
So there
Yeah,
will be a
but to-
property management.
right, to
company.
address the resident talking about noise and things, I would assume there's going to be property management, possibly a manager living on site. I mean, there'll be some kind of oversight body for that.
That might be a question answered best by the applicant in
Yeah.
terms of the management of the property. They are going to be building it and owning it, maintaining it.
So I assume there'll be some type of management company or manager on site, or,
Absolutely, that would be us.
Okay.
So we are also a property management company and we plan to hold this within our family forever.
okay.
So. mhm.
So if there were issues with, excessive noise, breaking the law, those kinds of things, obviously there would be your
Absolutely will
management
be
company.
addressed to us
Okay.
and we'll address it.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. Thank you. I think, and the thing this is good for our arena numbers, and I know that we're talking about revitalizing that Arrow Highway corridor. And the only other comment that I had was I'd just like to see, I always like living spaces to be really beautiful, and I like to see as much vegetation, as much landscaping as possible. So hopefully you'll, make it look as livable and as beautiful as possible. Regarding I'm just looking at my notes here really quick. I know somebody mentioned parking and having somebody park it at, worried that people from this complex might be parking in their complex. I assume you could put up signs, no trespassing signs, things like that. There was a question about the wall between this and Strawberry Lane. What is the height of the wall around this?
It's a 6 foot maximum height
Okay,
wall.
so it's 6 foot. Okay,
Correct.
all right. That's it for my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Crimmins.
Nothing for me right now. Thank you.
Okay, and Vice Chair Faber.
Oh, yep, thank you. Thank you, Natalie and Mark, for answering the questions during the last few weeks, kind of get some of the details out of the way. Couple more comments real quick on what we said here was the 6 foot wall, just following up on that. That's the typical residential neighborhood height of a wall, correct?
Correct. It is a requirement for there to be a perimeter wall around the development.
And then I think the project looks nice. My one concern that I talked a little bit about was, and maybe throw out to entertain, is just the aesthetic look from Arrow. I've noticed on the building itself, the south building A, the south and the east or south and west elevation has the arches on them, where a lot of the rest of the building has the straight lines. And I'm just wondering if that's something to entertain aesthetically from Arrow to look at any deeper with the commissioners or anything like that. So that's my comments up there.
You, Commissioner, any other commissioners have any other comments they wish to? Commissioner Davis.
There was mention of a roof deck.
Yes.
Is that a habitable roof deck for entertainment purposes?
Correct. So they don't have balconies, so they have a roof deck. It's part of the private open space requirement. And so we're
They
able
get
to use
that
that.
via a common staircase or?
No,
each-
it's actually individual staircases per unit. So it's it is private for each unit.
And it's private, the individual deck spaces are separated by a 40-inch wrought iron
walls.
rail or
By walls. Yeah. So there's a break.
solid
between-
walls, a stucco wall?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes. Yeah. I'm just going to double check on the plan.
The architect, the architect might best answer the.
And the solar is also to be placed on the flat roof. Adjacent to where the.
Right. So
Okay.
on the roof plan, that's part of the packet. There is a 5 foot high wall between each private roof deck area and then where the solar panels are going to be on the roof decks. So it'll be pretty much solar panel, roof deck, solar panel, roof deck, and that'll be their private roof area with a 5 foot wall separating each one.
Now, does that roof deck, are you able to access one of these outside walls via their private space where you can look over the side?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just to clarify, access via internal stairs from the unit themselves.
I know
So
but they can walk right up to
Right.
the edge of the parapet.
Yes, they can.
And look down at the parking lot or the
Yeah.
driveway.
Correct.
Okay.
Again, the decks don't take up the entire area. There's just a small corner above their unit.
Either way, it's another additional 8 feet of view from the top of the building into the neighboring yards.
Correct.
And my last question is that spot on Arrow, there's a median right outside the, I guess it would be the, east side, west side.
Mm,
So is a U-turn allowed right there? Right in, right out tells me that people traveling eastbound on Arrow are gonna want to make a U-turn so that they can make a right in to that, into that apartment complex.
That street's solid all the ways to the intersection. That median goes all the way to the intersection.
Okay, so we
No,
we
according-
don't want to
so-
get into a discussion through the public, so if so we're addressing either the applicant or staff, please.
So here on the aerial, you can see that there is this left in into this development. But I do not know nor recall if there's a U-turn that is allowed.
Because I could see some cars stacking up there to make a left-hand turn, U-turn, so that they can make a right in. I guess that's my question is, what's the traffic flow heading eastbound? How are they going to get into that? They've got to make a U-turn somewhere. Correct?
Correct. I do not know if there is a U-turn allowed there. I will say that we did ask the applicant to speak to LA County regarding that median.
And we have no control over that road
Correct,
anyway.
we don't.
because
We
it's
have
LA
no
County.
control over that traffic, over that road, over that median. They did speak to LA County and LA County okayed the project.
And we can't put any condition on
We
that
cannot.
roadway anyway.
Correct. So anything, any conditions we can put on the project are from the south property line to
North.
the north
Right.
rear side property line.
Okay. All right, that's all I got. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, my comment is, I think the project is, it's a good project. I think that it's something that will enhance the neighborhood. I drove by it. There is a double yellow there, so I mean legally, they're not supposed to make a U-turn right there at the end of the medium. That doesn't mean they're not going to. But the only thing I don't, if you go back to the front view of it, right there, I'm assuming that's a front door. I've stated my disdain for the front doors that open onto Arrow Highway, but I understand that that's just the way it is. But that's only the only unit that appears that will have that. So
Correct. It is, as we spoke about with the other project, it was required,
Yeah.
but there is railing on that side and it's the only unit that has that.
yes, so. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and close the public hearing and request a motion for the project.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion for approval of the project, I'm assuming.
Yes, I'll make him, sorry. I'll make a motion to approve. Yes.
Motion by Commissioner Koss
I'll second.
and a second by Commissioner Davis, and we'll go for a roll call.
Perfect. Oops. Sorry. Having some difficulties here. So I want to do an oral roll call and vote. Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Commissioner Cost,
Yes.
Commissioner Crimmins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Faber,
Yes.
Chair Norwood.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, thank you to staff for the presentation. We'll move on to our next adopt a categorical exemption pursuant to California Environment Quality Act for the project and adopt a commission resolution PC. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I reading this wrong?
Yes, we're going down to number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so consideration of a resolution to approve a conditional use permit to allow the operation of educational enrichment program at 770 North Glendora Avenue, Glendora, California, project number PLN 22-0057. Applicant Diana Rudolph, property owner, Southern California Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. And I will declare a public hearing open for item number 4.
Good evening, Chair Norwood, members of the commission again. This application is for a conditional use permit to allow the on-site operation of an educational enrichment program at an existing site. The project site is located at the north end of Glendora Avenue, north of Sierra Madre Avenue. The site was developed as a military academy in 1933 with several structures. In 1969, the site was purchased by the Southern California Conference of Seventh-day Adventist Church. Here's a site plan of the site. The existing structures remain on site and the applicant proposes to occupy the existing structures, including the sanctuary and the classrooms. No construction is proposed with this application. The program consists of classes in various subjects to homeschool children. It also offers instructional classes and the opportunity for students to socialize. Classes will have a student to teacher ratio of 15 students to 1 teacher. The school will have a maximum of 100 students with approximately 8 teachers. The school operates Monday through Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're currently operating, but have been working with staff to submit the application and address any potential issues, including site parking and student drop off and pickup. Notices were sent to property owners within a 500-foot radius on June 30th and published in the San Gabriel Valley Examiner on July 6th. Since this time, staff has received comments from 3 residents, which was included, which was sent to you as well. The comments have been provided to the commission by the city clerk's office. The first comment was in opposition to the project due to increased traffic and safety concerns. Planning staff did work with the Public Works Division and the Glendora PD to see how many collisions have occurred on that intersection of Glendora and Sierra Madre. In the past 5 years, there was only 1 incident, and it was on a Sunday. The other 2 written comments were in favor of the project. Staff recommends the approval of the categorical exemption and the approval of the CUP for the educational use within the E6 zone. I'm available and the applicant and I believe a representative from the Seventh-day Adventist Church is available as well if you have any questions.
Thank you, Natalie, for the presentation. I would like to invite the applicant to Diana Rudolph to address the commission. You got 10 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Planning Commission, and everyone that's here to listen to my request and for your support. My name is Diana Rudolph, and I have been a Glendora resident for about 10 years, and I'm the director of Evergrow Academy. As Ms. Natalie said, Evergrow is a homeschool enrichment program, and we serve homeschool students from families here in Glendora and local nearby cities. I'm requesting that the SDA Seventh-day Adventist Church, in which Evergrow Academy is renting from and has our academy there, obtains the CUP to be able to continue serving our youth. Mr. Mark asked me to present a little bit, and so I'm just going to give you guys a little backstory of why we do Evergrow Academy. So like you said, we teach students TK through 8th grade, and we operate Monday through Thursdays, 9 to 2 p.m. Our students have the option of coming to Evergrow either 2 days a week, 3 or 4 days a week. We don't operate on Fridays, and our academic year is after Labor Day, September 5th through the end of May. All of our students are homeschooled privately or via a charter school, and they simply come to our program for enrichment. We offer all types of learning classes from language arts to social studies, math, science, what you see in typical educational programs, as well as a variety of electives from foreign language to art, drama, music. Evergrow is truly birthed from the rising demand of families seeking alternative education programs for their children. Specifically during the pandemic, many parents chose to homeschool for a variety of reasons. Some due to the uncertainties that COVID was creating upon schools reopening, and other parents simply choosing a more personalized approach to learning. I was actually one of these parents seeking a unique learning approach that would meet the needs of my students. I am a mom of three kids, and one of them, my oldest, he actually went to Stanton Elementary. And school shut down, and then I had to bring them home and homeschool. As a former public and private school teacher, I taught in local districts from Monrovia Elementary to Covina USD. And then I also taught for about 10 years as a full-time faculty member in Azusa Pacific University. For over 20 years of education, once the pandemic hit and the schools closed, I quickly felt the need to serve my neighbors, these moms and dads that lived right next to me here in Glendora during the pandemic, when they were not sure how to homeschool or not sure how to do Zoom school. So that turned into just giving them resources and activities and handouts on how to keep the learning going strong in their homes. These small efforts turned into a very big mission, and what I say a calling, in which led to the development of Evergrow Academy. Our mission at Evergrow is to empower students with an ever-growing desire to seek wisdom and to create creative and confident lifelong learners with a strong moral code. When I was looking for a home for Evergrow Academy, I found this beautiful Seventh-day Adventist church, which you guys saw. And this was last March. And I spoke right away to their leadership and their board members, asking about the possibility of renting their campus for our program. I was met with a lot of positivity and support right away from the church members and leadership, and was granted the opportunity to host Evergrow Academy there on their beautiful campus. The church members locked arms with me right away and helped to clean the classrooms, clean the campus, and just organize everything for our start date of last September in 2022. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better partnership with the Seventh-day Adventist Church and their members. They've been a huge support system to Evergrow Academy. And I want to thank Chris Jordan. He is actually on our Zoom. He's the property manager of our campus, as well as a big leader for all Seventh-day Adventist churches in Southern California. And he manages my campus as well as many other churches. Last summer, before starting, I also made it a point to get to know individually every single neighbor that lives on Glendora Avenue that's either below our campus or above. I made these little flyers and I went door to door with one of the members of the church, knocking on the door, and those that opened, I introduced myself, basically letting them know I'm Diana and there's a new educational program coming to your neighborhood, just so they knew what we're about, what to expect, and how I could better serve them and make sure that our organization respects them and kindly does life now with them as best as possible. I highly regard the well-being and safety of our neighbors and do everything I can to urge my Evergrow community, from parents driving on and off to campus, to truly respect the traffic rules, the parking rules, as well as just respect the neighbors, their property, and be kind neighbors. I personally gave my phone number to all the neighbors that I met in case anything should happen. And at the start of our semester last September, some parents did park in ways that were potentially blocking their driveway or too close to a fire hydrant. And right away, those neighbors called me and I immediately responded by telling, and some of these parents, and actually they all know, I would email them, I would call them, move your car. We have to make sure we are compliant and respecting our neighbors. And they did. And the neighbors would verbally tell me, thank you for being so prompt with that. And that is not going to stop. That will keep going. And thankfully, we've had very few incidents since participating in these just good protocols and healthy manners of drop off. I want to quickly talk about our drop off and our pickup. It actually works perfectly up Glendora Avenue. Most of our students get dropped off in their cars. So they come up Glendora Avenue to the right side of the campus. We have an entrance gate in which they come onto the campus, they drive around and they park, let their student out, where we have crossing guards. I'm one of them. They come out, and then that parent just goes around the church building and exits the west gate down Glendora. So essentially they're just doing a big U up Glendora Ave through the campus and back down. And because we don't have that many students, we've served 92 students. Most of them, about half of them, come 4 days a week, and the other half come 2 to 3 days. So essentially at the most, we'll have about, our highest days of attendance are Mondays and Thursdays, where we can have about 85 students there when they're all there. And our lowest days of attendance are Tuesday, Wednesdays, when there's about 60 students. And some of those kids are siblings, and so they come in one car. So sometimes there's only about 40 to 60 cars coming through. And our Mr. Mark Cunningham was there at our drop off one day. He saw how quick it was. 8:45, gates open, they get dropped off. 9 o'clock, it's done. Students are in class, and the same thing happens at pickup. We open the gates at 1:50. Parents drive through, pick up their kids, and drive down. Some parents choose to park on Glendora Ave, and then they'll walk their students on the east side of Glendora Ave. There's a sidewalk, safely walk their kids up to our drop them off, and go. No parents really stay parked on Glendora Ave if they're going to be volunteers, and our teachers park on the parking lot that's associated with the church campus so that we're not keeping that Glendora Avenue too busy. We employ crossing guards, faculty to parents to volunteer to make sure everything is safe. And we are going to keep doing that because, like I said, we highly regard the safety of our neighbors and the safety of our students. So that is very important to us. We look forward to continue working here in Glendora and serving these beautiful Glendora families and students, as well as those that live in surrounding cities. So I kindly request that the Planning Commission consider the valuable work that we do here in our local community and grant this conditional use permit to us so that we can continue to serve our youth. Thank you.
Thank you for the comments. Appreciate it. So with the public hearing open, we have a few cards, and I'm going to call up some of the people that have submitted cards. The first one is Stephanie Martinez. Okay, we'll skip her. Oh, there she is.
Hold on, let me turn that off. So let me leave the meeting so it doesn't. All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening, commissioners. My name is Stephanie Martenzi, and I'm here in support of issuing the CUP to Evergrow Academy. We have been part of Evergrow Academy this past year. Our son, Carlo, he's 5, and daughter, age 4, have been part of this beautiful supportive community that has been built through the Academy. Not only that, but Glendora overall, and specifically the village, has become a community hub for us. Our kids take drawing classes there. We stop by the ice cream parlor after school. We meet up after drop off at Classic Coffee and Crust and Crumble. The kids take lessons at music academies, jiu-jitsu here in the city, and we spend time in Glendora. So thank you so much for creating a family-oriented community and city. So as you can see in the last year, Glendora has really become part of our daily life on many levels. And we love this community, and I encourage you on behalf of my family to please move forward with the issuance of the CUP. Thank you.
Thank you. I failed to mention that each speaker has 3 minutes, but you were fine. So, the next speaker is Hugo Martinzi. I'm gonna butcher a lot of names because that's some.
You're putting this in order because that's my wife. My name is Hugo Martenzi. I'm here in favor of item number 4. Let me start off with, I work for Southern California Edison. I am the designated permitting manager for this area and district. I directly work with the city, alongside with the city of Glendora. My primary responsibility in my job is traffic control and impact in the public right of way. I happen to be a parent that has 2 children, as you heard from my wife, that attend Evergrow Academy. I've been an advisor on how traffic flow has impacted the neighborhood. I can tell you, professionally speaking, we have had no impact on the community. If I could even show you the way the traffic flow Ms. Diana expressed, it falls within private property where we back up, and it doesn't go beyond that. It flows very nicely. It doesn't impact the community in that sense. Now, of course, I've seen personally that anytime we have had an impact, let's say an incorrect parking situation, it has been addressed. I personally am very safety minded. I care most of all about safety, anything in the public right away. And I say that personally and for my family. I do very often drop off my kids, and I pay very much attention to those things. It is very important for myself, for my family, and any other family. On a personal standpoint, I want to, wasn't planning to say this, but I want to thank Evergrow for just existing. The personal growth we've had within our family to have our kids attend a school like such as Evergrow has been tremendous. The opportunity that they have given this community is tremendous. It's beyond words. And it's something that I highly admire. Highly admire the staff. I highly admire the parents involved. And I just really appreciate that. And I want to express that as a long-term community member of the city of Glendora. And not planning to go anywhere. And we do business here. I work here, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Carla Vivar.
Commissioners, my name is Carla Vivar, my daughter Ella. She's really nervous to be up here, but I just wanted to talk about Evergrow. I've been a community member here in Glendora for the past 15 years. I'm also a registered nurse the last 23 years, and I work in different communities, the hospitals, the clinics, and I also volunteer here at Evergrow. And I just want to tell you, it's been the most amazing experience for my daughter. My son is currently at Sandberg. He's a 13-year-old, and we had to pull her out during COVID because she was having a really hard time, mental health stuff going on. As you know, with many children, we're still dealing with that now, and adults, and I see it all the time in the clinics and hospitals. This program has been so amazing for my daughter. It's helped me grow, my husband grow as well. We've taken a huge part of our child's education as well as my son in public school to see what's going on and how we can help empower parents and children and teachers to work together very supportively. I wanted to show you her shirt. This is her shirt, and this is what we stand for. We're educated, valiant, empathetic, respectful, giving, resilient, optimistic, and wise. So this is just something that we all want to instill in our children in our community. We're very active in our community. She's an awesome jujitsu girl. She knows how to kick some butt. Sorry, that's on record. I just want to say we love Glendora so much. We're also active in our church in San Dimas. And so we want to show you that these are a bunch of moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, uncles, aunts, single moms. This is like impacting our entire community. This child is going to impact other children in her community. This place is so important to me. And I want to make sure that when you go to bed at night, you realize every child is connected, no matter if public or homeschooled. We're going to meet in the parks. We're going to see each other. And it's so important for you guys to understand we have to keep this going. If it's not on this campus, God will provide. But I know this campus is so beautiful. If you've seen it, there's peacocks. Was my time up? Okay, no. Peacocks and deer and things like that. Like, she's going to grow up seeing this the rest of her life, knowing that she had this amazing experience. And so I just want to thank you. If you can be a part of this, to say yes to whatever that permit is. God bless you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Lindsay Nunez.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Nunez, and I have 2 young kids who have never been in public school because as they were getting ready to go in, COVID shut them down. So I found myself in a position to homeschool while I work and while I try to take care of everybody else in our house. I had no idea what I was doing or how I was doing. I didn't know how much they were learning or not learning until we hooked up with these guys, and they have, they've given me a chance to take control of my kids, but also provide for them. They provide a safe environment that I get to participate in whenever. If they need help, I can show up and I can be there, where I don't think I would get that opportunity to be as involved if they were in the public school. It is also right down the street from my house. So I get to be a part of their pickup, and I get to be a part of their drop off. I get to help build gardens that they now learn how to grow their own food. Here's my little one. I know that many people feel the way that I do about not knowing how to teach their kids. I'm not a teacher, but they provide me guidance and confidence and a space to ask questions and a space to make sure that they are both flourishing and loving to learn and also doing it independently. I'm sorry, I'm flustered, but without programs like these, homeschool parents would be lost because they don't have the community and the support that they should, I think, out here. And we have built in the last year, not just a community for our children, but a community for us parents, for us moms, especially, to band arms together and teach our kids how to be a community again, even in the hard times. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. And I hope that you understand that this community that is being built is beyond Glendora. It is bringing people together who are from all walks of life and are finding things in common and ways for our children in all walks of life to find things in common and love each other through that, which is, I think, an important aspect of life that we don't often get a chance to do. So thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Marissa Minyaya.
Hi, my name is Marissa Manaya. I'm from Covina, California. I have two kids who attended Evergrow their first year last year. My son Gabriel will be attending TK. My daughter's going into first. My son, Gabriel, he had a hard time with his confidence, and Allie was his first teacher, and I couldn't get him to where he is now without her. He is just, I'm telling you, he would cry every day dropping him off, and now he won't even tell me bye. He is running to the playground with his friends, and that's it. He doesn't say bye to me no more. He wants to be with his friends. He wants to be the teacher cat, Diana, his friends. That's a community that we have built together. Every Thursday as moms, we meet at Classic Coffee or Creston Crumble, and we plan our homeschool together. My kids are learning gardening, Spanish, which I don't know anything about, so thank you. They're learning cooking. They're learning how to make egg rolls. They have cultural days. They're learning so much there that I don't think at their age they would be learning elsewhere. I think that the program it meets the kids where they are, and it really is just a boost of confidence that they need at such a young age. They need to be playing. They need to be out in nature. They need to be in, running around and being in touch with childhood again, not in a classroom all the time. These teachers take them out all the time. I volunteered a couple times. A lot of these moms, they volunteer a lot more because I got 2 more kids at home. But I just want to say thank you, Evergrow, and I hope you guys do consider and approve this for them, because not only do I need this, but all of us 92 parents need this together. Thank you.
Thank you. Next comment card we have is Kathleen Jones.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Jones, and I am from Phillips Ranch, which is Pomona. I'm trying not to cry, but I just want you guys, we are crying because this means so much to us and just what it has done for our children and our family. When I was in high school, I had a very hard time learning. I had a little bit of ADHD, couldn't sit still. So I knew my daughter learns the same way as me. So sitting in a classroom was really hard for her. I actually was put into special education programs because I colored my leprechaun purple instead of green. So I just had a different imagination. So does my daughter. So this program has been so amazing for her, just learning just a different way than maybe a book, maybe more interactive, hands-on type of learning. She has been doing amazing. She loves the gardening. We have a beautiful garden up there. We have some zucchinis and some basil and some cilantro and peppers and just all this amazing, amazing stuff, which maybe, getting good, and Diana might bring some cilantro basil for you guys. And we have now created such a great mom community that we head down, like they said, down Glendora. Crust and Crumble is now taking all of my money. So their sourdough bread, their strawberry Danish, by the way, is amazing. So we have been doing that, and we are having a great time. The kids are learning. The campus is beautiful. And yeah, we just love this program. We love the mothers. We love everyone that is just out there rooting for our children to succeed. So yeah, we hope you like it too. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Next speaker is Amanda Aguirre.
Hi, I'm Amanda Aguirre. I don't do a lot of public speaking, but I did drive an hour to get here. I'm from Pasadena, California. My daughter Sloan was in TK last year. She'll be in kindergarten this year. She loves the program. She wants to go to school. I volunteered probably over 60 hours to be there for her for TK because it was her first time in a school setting. And honestly, it's the best program that I can say for her because she's just learns in a different style. She likes STEM learning. She likes hands-on learning. She had a really good teacher that had a lot of hands-on stuff. And for just volunteering, I know that they're rooting for our kids. So we're rooting for them. And we built a big mom community over here that we will support them because they support us and they support our children. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last card I have right now is Eileen Ortega.
Hello, my name's Aline. I have the honor of not just being the kindergarten teacher this year, but also the assistant director and just grabbing arms with Diana. And we have been running together since we started this thing last year. I want to address two things. I want to address the community that we have started to build, and I also want to address the safety concerns that were also spoken about earlier as well. When it comes to safety, just like as Diana had said previously, we are out there, we're monitoring the situations when it comes to parking and drop off. We have brightly colored vests so people know who we are. We have walkie-talkies to communicate with one another. Should there be an issue, we're on the walkie-talkie communicating with another staff member that is right in front of whether it's the parents or in front of the meeting, and letting them know, hey, so-and-so, this kind of car is parked, too close to a driveway. They might be blocking it. Can we get them to move? And it's always immediately taken care of. So in that regard, we are always on top of it. And there's always a very quick line of communication in that end. When it comes to the community, we do have some of the moms here. We even have some Evergrow dads too, that have bonded together so well. And they do have those meetings. And part of our mission was to also empower families to take the reins when it comes to education and homeschooling. And that is exactly what these families have done in their meetings. They have awesome curriculum books and planners that they get into. They have started purchasing manipulatives and workbooks and planning field trips for their kids and being so involved. And that is just one of the things that we have strived to instill in our families. And so I just wanted to talk about those two things and the impact that it has on this community. And we, of course, want to, lock hands with the rest of the community, local businesses as well. So should there ever be any partnerships that go on, I'm just throwing it out there for any business owners that are on Zoom. We would love to partner with you guys for some sort of fundraising event. And thank you guys for just allowing us to be present and to build this community, because it means so much, obviously, to the families, but for our hearts and souls as well. Never in a million years did we think that we would have people speaking about the amazing impact that it has had on them. So thank you guys so much for being a part of our journey, and I hope we get approved. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any Zoom participants that wish to speak?
We do have some Zoom participants, but just for the record, we did receive 3 correspondence, which I have made a copy at your dais as well. There's some here at the public and I've made available online. So we're going to start with Cindy Cruz. We're going to send you a request to unmute yourself. Can you hear us?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you, commissioners. I am a homeschool mom, feeling fully supported at Evergrow, educating my children. Because of Evergrow existing, I feel that I can do this. I wasn't going to take the plunge before, but after seeing that there was a system in place that supports homeschool parents, I felt that I could finally do it myself. I had a team with me, which is what Evergrow is for all of us homeschool mamas. I feel that Evergrow shows learning in an innovative way. They have classes like you've heard, gardening, as well as like entrepreneurship and classes that you wouldn't typically get in the public school system, which I think encourage our children to, you know, stay open to what is happening in the world. They make educating fun. I feel that they're properly preparing our children to be strong high school students. It is an honor to be in the Glendora community. You guys have a safe home for Evergrow students. Having all those events that you guys take the time to plan out for every holiday season makes it feel really fun for our children because we get to be so close to everything happening in the Glendora town. Safety is another thing that I feel that the location is ideal because of the safety. It feels away from city life and up in the hills where we get to see deer sometime. There's a mule on property. We get to have just a beautiful green environment for our children to learn in. I feel it's a perfect educating home for our families and our children and for Evergrow Academy, and I hope you guys approve the permit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to send the next request to, and I apologize if I get this wrong, for Aryutin Simonian. We're going to send you a request to unmute yourself.
Hi,
Can you
thank
hear
you.
us?
Yes.
Perfect. You have 3 minutes.
Hi, thank you. I'm Arutian Simonian. I am a father to my daughter who attends the school at this time. She is going to go to kindergarten. I want to speak not only on behalf of a father, but also as a school psychologist. I work at schools from TK to 8th grade, catering to students and doing assessments to see how they could better excel in the education system. And so my expectations for school are very, very, very high, and I could vouch for Evergrow, not only from an educational point, but also catering to the social emotional status of the young children, because that's those ages are very, very important. Also, I wanted to say that well, I've been a school psychologist for 7 years and also a behaviorist working with children behavior for about 17 years. The structure that they have is phenomenal at the school, and they really do care. Also, Diana has gone above and beyond, not only catering to the students, but also making sure the neighbors are comfortable with our presence there. Very friendly community. Also, regarding traffic, I have not seen such a organized and structured in and out. I'm actually pretty amazed. Never doubted them, but very amazed. I think it's very important to keep the program definitely going, because creating stability and consistency for the students is super important. And if anything gets interrupted in the future, and they go to a different school, it is going to impact them. And so that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we do have one more. Oh, looks like we have another one. So right now we're going to send a request to Lana's iPhone. Can you hear us?
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. You have 3 minutes.
My name is Lana Shua. I live in Glendora from 9 years. I am a mother of 2 boys who go to Evergrow, and I never done public speaking. But all what I want to say, Nicholas, my older son, needs more personalized and more one-on-one like education system. And that's what Evergrow give him. He used to have like some anxiety, and now he loves to go to Evergrow. He loves his teacher. He loves doing the work. And the most important thing, I think, it's just when we homeschool, Evergrow give us and give our children the chance to get the social skills, practicing there with their friend. And that's for us. We don't have a family here. So Evergrow and the moms and all the stuff like our family. I have a lot of friends now from the moms. So I hope Evergrow continue and you approve the license for them, because I think it's very important also for Glendora as a community. Thank you.
Okay, do we have anybody else that would like to speak that's on Zoom? If you can please click on the raise hand icon. I'd see one more. Sashi Smith, we're going to send you a request to unmute. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Perfect. You have 3 minutes.
Hi, I am a resident of Glendora. I've lived here for 2 years now. I am also a mom of 2 children who attend Evergrow. And I just can't stress enough how much we've loved Glendora, and also how much we've loved the community of Glendora. We love the library. We love Classic Coffee. We love so many different things, but something that has truly made a difference for our family has been the amazing community at Evergrow. And I also want to just support that this permit get passed, and also encourage just backing Diana and her dedication to excellence in all that she does. And I know that they are extremely organized, especially in the process of the drive up line and the parking, and being a part of the Evergrow community all of last year. There was constant communication about that and what we can do to make sure that we are neighborly and being good stewards of the property that's there. So I just want to encourage everyone who's going to be voting for this, that this just be passed, and continue to stress how much we love Evergrow and love Glendora. Thank you.
Thank you. So I do have one more. I have Amanda Herrera. We're going to send you a request to unmute yourself. Can you hear us?
Hi there. Yes, I can.
Perfect. You have 3 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you. My name is Amanda Herrera. I grew up in Glendora. I went to all the public schools, took dance there. I am now the 4th and 5th grade combo teacher at Evergrow Academy. And I just wanted to speak really quickly and echo what everyone has pretty much already said, that this has been life-changing. My eldest child, I have 3 kids, attends Evergrow. She's a middle school student, and I've just watched her blossom into the person that I know that she could be, that she already was. And I think a lot of the kids probably feel the same way, because I think COVID was very difficult on them. And this program has been transformative, not just for her, but for myself. I found my passion again for teaching. It's what I love to do. And so I just wanted to speak on that and say, please approve this conditional use permit. Thank you.
Thank you. So I do have another one. Shelly's iPhone. We're going to send you a request to unmute. If you can please, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead and speak. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. My name is Wes Staley and my wife's name is Michelle Staley, and we've lived here in Glendora for 7 years. We have 4 kids. 2 of them presently go to Evergrow, and they absolutely loved every single day being at Evergrow. And I think the thing that sets Evergrow apart from any other program or like learning situation they've ever been in is like the love that Diana puts into the program and every single person. She genuinely works hard to make sure everybody has a good experience in their own way, whatever that need may be. She meets those needs, and our kids have ever since going to Evergrow, they've flourished. You know, they have friends all the way up from the oldest people in the class to the youngest people in the class, and they come home with a smile on their face every day. And I think that's just a great thing that she brings to Glendora is her love and her ability to show her passion through this school. And I hope this permit gets approved. And Yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else that's on Zoom that would like to speak? If you could please click on the raise hand icon. I don't have any more.
Okay, with that, I'd like to invite the applicant Diana Rudolph, if desired, to address the commission on closing remarks, address any concerns that were brought up, not to exceed 5 minutes.
I just want to say thank you again to all of you and all of our incredible parents, both here in person and on Zoom. I didn't think I would cry and be such a mess, but you heard their support, and this is a miracle. I always say, since creating Evergrow, and my incredible staff and all the families and the city, the way our former mayor, Judy Nelson, the way she helped me in really the development of this, I couldn't be in a better situation. And we hope that Evergrow will continue. Those little kids you hear back there, they're our future, and we want to continue to bless them and nurture them, and not just to be academic and smart, but to be kind and people of integrity and really good humans, because that's what our world needs, and that's what Evergrow is about. So thank you. And like everything I said before, we will continue to commit to that, to not just serve our students well, but serve our community and our neighbors really well too. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate all the comments from all of your folks that attend the school, and we're going to open a discussion and deliberations from the commissioners, and I'll start with Commissioner Davis.
Wow. I'm thoroughly impressed with everything you've put together here, and I haven't even witnessed the academic part of it. Just your ability to organize and do what you've done here tonight is again impressive. But in fairness to the people who aren't in favor of this, and other than a couple emails that we received in our package, I haven't heard any opposition to it. And when the time comes, I'd be more than happy to make a motion. But I do want to ask a couple of questions of staff. This is about 8.5 acres, 8.3 acres, I think it was. How many homes realistically could be built on that site if they were to transform it? I'm trying to make a comparison here. If not this, then what? And this is leading into traffic discussions and all that stuff. I mean, 30 homes, 40 homes?
No, it's a lower density site. I think it's
The way things are going in California, anything's possible I see anymore.
general plan.
And I guess where I'm going with this is, if not this, then what? Anyway, you don't really have to do the math, but my point is this is a worthwhile, to me anyway, good use for this space. Yes, you could put a bunch of homes in there, but I think this is a good use of the space. Can a CUP be revoked, or does it need to be renewed every year?
So, okay. It could be revoked if it goes against the conditions of approval, or if there are issues, but typically it goes to the director or comes back to the commission if
So enough
it needs to be
complaints from
changed.
residents, valid complaints.
That you can also amend the CUP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like the additional commerce. I hadn't even thought of that aspect of it, but hearing you folks and, Crust and Crumble and classic coffee and stuff. I mean, bringing commerce to the downtown is just a benefit that's just a benefit. Whose jurisdiction is Evergrow under from an educational standpoint or a group standpoint?
So we are truly an enrichment program. And since all of our students are being homeschooled, whether they fill out a private school affidavit or they are with the charter school, those entities are the ones who actually monitor their growth, their assessment, and official transcripts. We are just an outside enrichment program, kind of as if you would take your student to a tutoring program or a local art class, that we're not a fully chartered or private school by
So you're not governed by any.
No, we're not governed by the state of California because we're just an enrichment. Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, and last but least for me is you mentioned wildlife. Just this past week, I removed 3 rattlesnakes from my yard. I live along the Sierra Madre corridor there, north of Sierra Madre, and 3 rattlesnakes. Teach them about snakes. That's all I have.
All right, Commissioner Koss.
Well, I have to say, my background is in education. I've been a teacher of special education for almost 30 years now. So it's wonderful to hear about a program. There's place in education for everybody, public schools, private schools, charter schools, supplemental programs. I'm very happy to hear about this opportunity for our kids in Glendora. I was getting a little teary myself just hearing the stories. I love, as a teacher, I always love to hear those kind of kids that are being enriched and parents that are being enriched. I did have some questions, or actually some comments. I know we had gotten some concerns from some residents about traffic, but I did drive past the site, and it does look like it's all mostly contained on your private space it's not flowing out into the streets. 91 students is a very, very tiny school. It's not like there's 600 or 800 students. So it sounds like from what you're saying, you have crossing guards, you have people that are assisting students that might need to cross the street. So it sounds like that particular aspect, not just of student safety, but also of, making sure that cars aren't interfering with neighbors, those kinds of things, that you've dealt with those and that you're continuing to deal with those. So that's really good. I do like, Glendora, its community and its family. And I like that in addition to our own Glendora residents, you're actually bringing people, I hate to think about money, but you're bringing people in from other cities and other communities that are spending money here at Crust and Crumble and the coffee shop and all our businesses here. So that's always a good thing as well. So I do think, I know Sierra Madre can be quite treacherous sometimes. People tend to speed on that street quite a bit. So I'm glad you have appropriate, safety features in place, crossing guards, those kinds of things. But I'm glad to see it happening here in Glendora. I think it's a beautiful program. Just my little teacher heart is just loving it. So thanks.
I just need to clarify for the record, they're not going to have a crossing guard on Sierra Madre.
The crossing guard you said was on Glendora?
Crossing guard is internal to their site
I see. Okay.
from when they do the drop-offs.
So who would escort them if they had to come across Sierra Madre? It would just be the parent, correct?
Be their parent.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. But again, I think it's wonderful. I'm excited about it.
Commissioner Crimmins.
Thank you. So just to clarify, there was a traffic study. There's 1 accident in 5 years on a Sunday. Is that right? Okay.
Correct.
And then Evergrow's been operating for the past year.
Correct.
That's right. And so I travel right by there regularly at those drop off and pickup times, and I've never noticed any type of impact to traffic. And then lastly, we may not know the answer to this, do we have any idea what the attendance of the church is for a normal church session day?
So the church there operates only on Saturdays. And from what I gather from knowing the pastors, it's a very small congregation, under 60, I would say, 40 to 60 people.
Thank you. And then maybe a hypothetical here, but if their attendance were to balloon to 250 students next year, what kind of is the process, or how do we navigate that?
So the way that would work is the reason that we specify the number of students is because the CUP would be for 100 students at that location. If they do increase, then we would have to come back for an amendment, or yes, it would be amended.
And if they did that, and if they did do that, that'd be a violation of their CUP.
Correct.
That would not bode well if they had to come back to ask for some permission for doing something wrong. Yeah.
Perfect. That's all for me. Thank you.
Vice Chair Faber.
Thank you. I'm getting interested or used to being the last in the line here in this comments. My questions get ticked off as I go. So, yeah, I think it's a great community you guys have created and clearly shows. And I'm strong supporter for everybody's kids in education and everything like that. So just to clarify, I was kind of a question, but the CUP is capped at 100 students?
Correct.
Okay, so they go over 100. That keeps the
Right.
traffic
Oh, wait, the last part of that question.
down. So that it's capped at 100. I just saw
Yes.
different variant
Mm-hmm.
out there. Okay. And you know, I'm glad to hear like your drop off policy and you're walking through. You know, I live near an elementary school and there's no one does it. It's just the neighborhoods that do it. So it's awesome that you guys continue to, and I encourage you to continue to do that as the time goes on to keep the neighborhood complaints down. So that's all I have.
Okay. So yeah, my initial when I reading through and watching the presentation was traffic. There's one way in, one way out. I just envision going by different schools throughout my 25 years here in Glendora, the amount of traffic. But the part that I found to be the most amazing part of what you're doing is outside of the educational side is the fact that you are good neighbors. You actually went out and talked to the people that live in the neighborhoods. You'd be surprised how many people don't do that. And then you find out late, you know, they actually show up here and they're angry that community service organizations don't go out and do what you guys have done. And so that's the part that I'm most impressed with. The educational and the growth of the students and the parents collaborating and making friends. You know, that's first and foremost, you know, probably more important than, but the fact that you guys want to be a good neighbor and you do take in consideration that if one of your neighbors has an issue with someone parking or there's something going on, that you address it immediately. And I think that's very important. So my concerns of the traffic, you know, there's no way I couldn't approve this because I think that what you guys are doing up there is amazing. So with that being said, unless there's any other comments or questions concerning the CUP.
I'll make a motion.
So we'll let me find my place here. We'll close the public hearing first and then I'll request a motion.
I will make a motion.
Commissioner Casas made a motion.
Second.
And
Well, my motion was to approve. Just, I wasn't clear about that. That was my motion.
motion to approve and second by Commissioner Faber. The recommendation, open and conduct a public hearing, accept evidence and testimony presented in the absence of substantial evidence to the contrary. Consider the following related to the project, adopt a categorical exemption pursuant to California Environmental Quality Act for the project, adopt a planning commission resolution. So a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Glendora, California, approving a conditional use permit to allow the operation of an educational enrichment program on certain property located at 770 North Glendora Avenue, Glendora, California. So with that, we will now conduct an oral roll call.
Conducting our roll call, request that each commissioner respond. Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Commissioner Cost,
Yes.
Commissioner Crimmins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Faber,
Yes.
Chair Norwood,
Yes.
motion carries 5-0.
Congratulations. So, item number 5, does anyone wish to comment on item number 5? I request a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar as presented. And I don't have an agenda because my computer, do we have anything on the consent calendar?
We have the minutes, approval of the minutes.
Okay. So we're going to approve the minutes from the June 6, 2023 regular meeting. And we'll conduct a oral roll call.
Well, first we need a motion and then a.
Motion to approve.
Oh,
Second.
okay. I'm getting my legs back underneath me.
That's okay.
So now
that-
we'll conduct a roll call.
Yeah, so, and we have Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Commissioner Cost,
Yes.
Commissioner Crimmins.
Due to being not present nor a member of the commission, I'm going to abstain.
Perfect. So we have Vice Chair Faber,
Yes.
Chair Norwood.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
So with that, do we have any commissioner or staff closing comments? And I'll start with Commissioner Cos.
I'm just glad to see so many people here speaking tonight. I've never heard quite so many people talk about how great one thing is. So that was really good. Welcome to our new commissioner.
Commissioner Davis.
Same. Welcome to our new commissioner, Cremens. And I just want to remind everybody about the flashback car show, August 19th. Anyway, it's mid-August, so it's 6 to 10 p.m. Bring your car out. If you don't have a car, come on out anyway. That's all I got.
Awesome. Commissioner Crimmins.
Just to thank you all for the warm welcome and looking forward to working with you guys.
Thank you. Vice Chair Faber.
Welcome Commissioner Crimmins too. It is August 19th, the flashback car show. And if the 12-year-olds still here or under 12-year-olds came up to the podium, I should have offered them candy, but nobody can hand stuff
Yeah, I
down.
could have sent them
She's
home
still
with all
here,
the
she can
candy.
Come in
right?
after the.
I didn't think about that.
Parents will love that. They'll be up
Yeah.
till midnight.
At 8:30 at night, giving them candy. No.
Be a very low attendance day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
okay, with that, we're gonna adjourn our meeting. Oh, I'm sorry. Closing comments from staff.
I just want to let you all know, based on some email conversation back, it looks like we are going to have an August 1st planning commission meeting. Paulette, I think you might want to talk to the city clerk's office if you are going to participate on how you might be able to do that. There's some rules on that. So
Yeah, I'll be in San Diego for a conference, but I can zoom in.
there's some
Okay.
special rules to do that. So you
Okay.
might want to see if you still want to participate.
Okay.
Yeah. And look, as it stands right now, there's the main topic will be kind of a study session of sorts on the objective design guidelines that we hired a consultant who's going to kind of to explain the topic again and what we're committed to doing from state law, as well as for the adoption of the housing element, where we decided we're going to kind of be working on and kind of getting your kind of general understanding of where we should kind of start crafting this.
Okay.
That's the main part. Then there's also going to be a conditional use permit for a massage business as well.
So I'll reach out to you on the process.
With that, we haven't had an update in quite a while on permits regarding ADUs and SB9 and stuff like that. Is that something that maybe
I could talk to Hans to see the calendar when we last did it, and if he wants to give you an update, sure.
That'd be awesome. Thanks.
Now, we have not scheduled the meeting for the planning review process
No. Yes.
yet. Okay.
With that, any other comments from staff? Then we will go ahead and adjourn at 8:35. Thank you.
All right.